Lynn, I can tell you in the last few minutes, the tone of this conversation between the officers on the ground and the guy on the roof, who we now know, according to the loudspeaker, is Patrick Torres, has certainly changed. They've gone to a "it's in your best interest to come down" to now Patrick Torres, come down. Take a look at this video. Air 11 was over this scene when this started. This guy, he's been on this roof for 2 hours, and it is scorching hot out here. In fact, part of the negotiation that police officers are using here is trying to tell this guy, and as you look behind me, if you can come back live, they're going up there on the roof to get him right now. Just bear with us as you watch this live on TV. And officers are now chasing this man across the roof of the building, and they've been very concerned all afternoon. They just used a taser. The guy is now obviously in police custody on the roof of this building. They certainly have been very concerned that he might have a knife with him up there. That was the original call that got police out here this afternoon, and you can hear cheers in this apartment complex this afternoon. People out here, they are aggravated that this has been going on for 2 hours because they've been inconvenienced standing out in the heat, and that is part of what police have been using as a negotiation tool, is talking about the heat and talking about how this man has been inconveniencing his neighbors out here this afternoon. This all started around 1 o'clock this afternoon. This guy was called out here by police, or police were called out here on this guy because of a call involving a knife. They now are going to charge him with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, according to what the SWAT commander has told us. He also has traffic warrants, we've learned, out of League City. The good news here this afternoon, as you just watched happen live, police have now arrested Patrick Torres. He's coming off the roof where he's been for the last 2 hours, and the good people here in this apartment community can get out of the heat and go back in to the air conditioner. This is over here on the north side. That's where we're live this afternoon. Brett Buffington, KHOU 11 News.
My name is Larry Bainbridge, Captain, Houston Police Department, Tactical Operations Division. About 1:30 this afternoon, HPD officers received a call regarding a family disturbance. While they were en route, it was upgraded to a assault in progress. It turned out the suspect that everyone saw up here on the roof had taken his 2 baby mamas hostage, for lack of a better word, inside one of the apartments. He held them at knife point. One of them was able to escape and get to a neighbor's house, called for the police. When the officers arrived, they arrived very quickly, and they saw the suspect. He had a knife. He threw 2 knives up on the roof and ultimately jumped up on the roof to elude capture by the police officers. So K-9 was called out in the event that he tried to jump down. Ultimately, SWAT was called. Our H&T negotiators were called out. Suspect initially had made statements that he wanted to die, that he wanted a suicide by cop. He basically said if that didn't happen, he was going to jump onto one of the wrought iron fences and impale himself and kill himself that way. We took that option away from him by covering up the wrought iron fence so he couldn't harm himself. For over 2.5 hours, we actually 3 hours, negotiated with him to come down, and ultimately we sent a team up that was able to tase him up on the rooftop and take him into custody. The only injuries he had was scrapes and whatnot from the shingles, and just hitting the shingles when he fell.
Were you able to recover any knives up on the roof that you said he threw up there?
He had 2 knives up there. One he had thrown down, and later we recovered another one inside a backpack. So yes, he did have 2 very large butcher knives. So, yeah.
How crucial was it for you all to make sure that you captured him alive?
Right. Obviously, the goal here is to get him down safely. We can get him down, but we want to get him down safely. And so we developed a plan to do just that. Try to keep his attention away from us, so we were able to get up on him. And again, we didn't want him to fall. We didn't want him to jump. And we certainly didn't want to harm him in any way. So we developed a plan, and it worked.
Is there a reason you guys waited for 3 hours?
Well, just want to give him every option. Last thing we want to do is force an issue where he didn't have options, or we had to get things in place. We had to get our Mars vehicle in place with the ramp. We had to get the fire truck out here with a ladder. So until everything was set and we had given him ample time, the heat And of course, being thirsty, it takes a toll on us, and certainly it, we hope will take a toll on him, and get him to surrender. We had water down for him, we had medical attention if he needed it, but he refused every offer.
And Cap, talk about that. I mean, you're out here, you're in the heat. I mean, it feels like it's over 100 hours in it during here. Talk about the patience that goes in from your team and how well they performed at this.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with them. They train obviously for this. They train in the heat. It's hard to ever get really used to this, but try to stay hydrated. But these guys are professionals. Our negotiators are professionals. We tried everything we could think of talking down, and ultimately sometimes you just got to put hands on somebody.
He was yelling at you guys, mocking you guys at some points. How do you guys keep your cool whenever it's 2-3 hours long, just trying to get this guy in custody?
I guess this goes back to training. As a patrol officer, you have to certainly get used to that, and just kind of consider the source. But it's not something we take personally.
And then Cap, his charges now, we heard aggravated assault.
2 times. He's got 2 aggravated assault charges pending. The guy's been arrested 33 times prior. He's 34, so this makes number 34. So
he's 34 years old.
He's 34,
33 times.
and this makes 34. So you do the math on that one. But yeah, that's the fact that he's got a couple other minor charges pending in League City for municipal charges. But this guy's been handled repeatedly, to say the least.
Violent crime?
Various. They range all over from drugs to violence, and so forth. So.
His name was Patrick Torres, right?
Yes.
Patrick Torres.
Nice job today, Cap.